Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to Ears to the East, where by the time we post this, it's probably nearly Christmas. We're actually recording this. It's the 20th when we're recording it, isn't it? Like someone actually gave me a Christmas tree. It's like the first time I've had a Christmas tree, isn't it? Do you guys feel festive? Because we're talking festive stuff today.
I don't even have a tree.
I thought Christmas trees were from Germany, weren't they? Wasn't that like a German thing?
Yeah, it is. But I'm not really a Christmas person a lot.
Neither am I. Okay, I'm having someone has to like take one for the team and like be Christmassy, and that's what I'm doing.
Do you have a tree, Neon?
Not this year. No, I'm too poor this year.
You should have a neon tree.
Like
Tree
literally,
with
I
neon lights
literally
on.
get paid tomorrow, and it's gonna be like a mad rush for me to do like everything I need to do. It's been hectic. It doesn't like the older you get, I feel like as a kid, like Christmas is freaking amazing. When you're an adult and a parent, it sucks.
Well,
Well,
Christmas
I
is
kind of
for
have mixed
kids at any age, isn't it? Really.
mixed
Sorry.
memories.
Yeah.
It's nice getting presents and all that stuff, but it was also always a very stressful time.
Well, even as a kid.
Yeah, all my
Yeah,
life.
I don't think I've ever really found Christmas to be like a super positive time of year, but actually one of the things that's always been nice for me, well, I've never really had any because I don't have any kids, and of course, like as like Neon's pointing out, you have the stress of getting presents for kids, but at least you get to see them open presents and stuff, which I guess is the round side of that. But you know, Christmas is for children, and when you're a child, it's supposed to be great. Wasn't really in my house, but the one thing that I always got joy out of was sort of just seeing the general sense of other people enjoying Christmassy things, you know, little traditions and things that just seem to sit with certain people. And of course, one of those things is the prevalence of Christmas music. No, I'm not here to defend Christmas music. I'm really not. But it is fair to say that for all of the very, very bad Christmas songs out there are a couple of good ones. Not many, but there are a couple of good ones out there where you go, oh, that's actually quite nice. However, I don't know whether that's really what we're talking about today because they were talking about Japanese Christmas songs. And anyone who
I can
knows,
tell you about a very bad one that I recently heard. I have a part-time job in retail, and they play all kinds of awful Christmas songs there all day. And the new thing is the Teenage Dirtbag by Wheatus, you know, that old song.
Yeah.
And they redid the lyrics, and now it's not Teenage Dirtbag, it's like a Christmas something. And it's so awful, man. They're really butchering that song to death. Every time I'm hearing this, it's like, man,
I forgot about that.
they really sold out.
I think they just frankly don't give it. I think they're looking at it like, well, look, we haven't really made any money since that song, so I get the feeling they're probably laughing all the way to the bank. I think they're laughing all the way to the bank with this one. Like, hey, people, we can change a couple of words and have a Christmas single, and people will buy it, and we'll get rich off of that song from like 20 years ago. Look at each other.
I'd
like,
probably
yeah,
do it also.
Yeah, let's face it. If you haven't had any hits in a while, why not? I guess your core fan base is still going to know your
Did
real
they ever have
songs.
any other hits?
They had some other singles, and they actually had some good songs. They did have some
Okay.
actually really good songs, but yeah, everyone only knows that one. But talking of songs, let's get into it. So Japan isn't really a country where Christmas is a thing. They've just like with Halloween, they've just taken a liking to the sort of celebratory, you know, aesthetic side of it. You know, the commercial side of it's picked out. And that's really what it is in Japan. But hasn't stopped over the last 20 or so years as this has picked up. Some Japanese artists have done Christmas songs. In fact, a lot of Japanese artists has had a pop at doing a Christmas song. And we all decided we'd pick one Christmas song each and deliberately not go for anything too acceptable. Go for something a little bit weird, try to weird each other out. And you know what? I'm intrigued by our picks. The first person to put his pick forward was Benedict with, do you want to tell us what you picked, sir?
picked Broken by the Scream with Snowlight Fantasy.
You know, I knew you were gonna go for that one as well. That was
I
exactly
went quick
that
because
was
I thought I
exactly
know you did a reaction
yeah,
to
that was
this, and I thought
exactly
I will
my
just put it
first
out
thought.
before Neon gets it.
Yeah, that was exactly my first thought. Like as soon as we were talking about this, I was like Broken by the Screen, but then I was like, nah, that was like that's too blatantly obvious. And then lo and behold, Benedict like freaking lays it down. I'm just like,
I'm actually not sure
God damn it.
if I know any other Christmas songs from
What did you
Japan.
think of it though? What's your opinion on this song? As a way to shape your Christmas soundtrack.
Well, I mean, Broken by the Scream is not necessarily the most accessible Christmas sound, I would say.
Christmas is what you make it.
Yeah, exactly. I would
the-
prefer this very much over everything I hear, like in the store and everything. But
You
yeah,
get the presents you're given.
out of all the three songs we picked, that Benedict is by far probably the most un-Christmassy of the three of us. But
yeah,
it
I
is
mean, the only thing Christmas about it is that they are singing "Merry Christmas" a couple of times.
It was more Christmassy than I expected. I'm going to be honest. When you were like, "Oh, it's a Broken by the Screen Christmas song," I was like,
I
"You're
love
just
that. I love
trying to
that.
blow
But
my brain out my ears."
it's like the bare minimum of Christmas, and Howard's like, oh, it was more Christmassy than I expected. I love that.
I was just expecting the scream possibly to be broken, but the addition of like festive cheer was beyond what I had in mind. So yeah,
No,
they
it's
have a
still
Christmassy chorus.
yeah, kind of. It's kind of toned down even for Broken by the Scream. I mean, for Broken by the Scream, it's still very chaotic, but it's compared to some of the other music, it's actually a bit toned down, and I think that's probably their way to get into the Christmas spirit. I don't know.
That's what their way to make a
Well,
timeless sing-along number one. Yeah.
we say that's toned down, but that will still be overkill for many people.
Yes.
I think if you just isolated that chorus and just played someone that and said, "Hey, do you want to hear the rest of this Christmas song?" They'd probably be like, "Oh yeah, that sounds like a good, fun, rocking Christmas song." And then play the next bar. It's a whole shit.
That's why I
Now,
love it.
I'm not going to say too much because I think my opinions on Broken by the Scream are fairly well noted. I think they've got various things I like. It just sounds to me like a bit of a mishmash. I got to be honest though, I did hear it have a little bit of trouble getting through because they got like the two screamers. They got the higher pitched screamer, who is a little bit scratchy for my ears, but I can get on with. But then they got the low pitched screamer, and the low pitched screamer. Every time I hear her, I feel like I've got like something in my throat, like I'm gonna. It sounds like listening to someone be sick. And it, that it just makes me feel like, ugh. I don't know. It feels really uncomfortable hearing it. So I don't know. There you go.
Pretty
That's
extreme.
I don't know whether I regard that as extreme or just very questionable. But yeah, I'm Broken by the Scream. Definitely a popular group. And do you know what? They're so lovely in interviews. Have you ever seen them in interviews? They're just so so nice. Oh,
They are like stereotypical like Japanese girl stereotype when like outside of their like performances they are just really nice and
Yeah,
chill.
it's funny if you just see the
Yeah.
people of the four girls, and then you have to guess who's doing the scream. You
Yeah.
couldn't really tell.
It's actually kind of like it just sort of hits you because like especially when you're seeing the video and if you're not super familiar with their face, you're just watching it. You're like, one of you's gonna, oh, it's you. But yeah, I think we can safely wish a merry Christmas to the wonderful folks at Broken by the Screen. I gotta be honest. I think if you're looking for an alternative Christmas song, a Christmas song that goes in a direction that no one expected, or if you just want to freak out people because Christmas is kind of a sucky time of year, this is the song to go for. I was for anyway, given that Benedict knows that I struggle to listen to Broken by the Scream, I decided to respond by trying to hurt him back.
I think you hurt us both. It took all my willpower to get through yours, I'm gonna be honest.
I will have to say you succeeded on the task because I was listening to the song and my face went like, hmm?
I was like, I don't know what I deserve to go through that, but like, you know.
Yeah, I was targeting Benedict and accidentally with some collateral called poor old Neon in it. I will point out, so this is by if you're from Japan, you'll definitely know this. If you're not from Japan, there's like no way you'll know this. It's by a weird little we're cool for about 2 years group called Mihimaru GT, who like have a singer and a rapper. Who, if you want to hear the most extremely bizarre thing they ever did, was them doing a rap version of "I Should Be So Lucky" by Kylie Minogue. Yes, that exists, and the video is disturbing as hell as well, for all the reasons you wouldn't expect. But what I presented to you guys was them doing a Christmas rap. But just to really get to the core of possibly the most questionable decision in all of this was the fact that it uses a sample of Abide With Me. And if anyone knows the song Abide With Me and knows what it's about, it's not a Christmas song. It's not.
Okay.
It's not. That's like literally about dying of an incurable illness and going to meet your maker. But for some reason, Abide With Me has been considered a Christmassy sounding song in Japan. And thus, finally, it took the full step by being sampled in a rap.
I don't know. I think that song's really, really fitting. Listening to it made me want to fucking die. I think it did its job.
I think we could just that could be the review. The whole review.
You know what? I actually thought it was all right. It was just stereotypical like Christmas song. It was quite, I don't know, like Mariah Carey-ish for the first part. And I was kind of like, all right, not my cup of tea, but I can kind of see it. And then as soon as he started rapping, I was like, no, how do I switch this shit off? Oh my God, he completely lost me at the rap bit. I was just like, what the fuck am I listening to?
I'm gonna give a little bit of defense and say that in actuality, hear me out. They are actually quite talented, and they do have a couple of really good songs. The problem is that they were very much of a style. They were very much in a short window where they were like the cool hot thing, and clearly it went to their head a little bit, which is why in their videos they look like they're just so cool. They're always just so cool. Especially the extremely stoic rapper guy who occasionally speaks in English, which just you can tell he's not like one of those people. He's not like Asami from Love Bites, where you can tell she's got a comprehension of English. It's like you can tell he's just reading the sounds off the paper. But there is talent in this group, and it always kind of kills me when I hear stuff like this, which is clearly just trying to be, oh, we're going to do the cool Christmas song. The chorus is actually quite catchy, but then you hear the lyrics and you're like, not enough thought went into this.
I didn't know about the lyric part, to be honest, but just the juxtaposition with that, because it starts out like your typical everyday Christmas song, and then that hip hop beat kicks in, and you just that doesn't really
only kick in; it scratches in.
I mean, it is kind of catchy, but not something I would ever listen to. But I would still prefer it over the everyday Christmas songs that you hear every year.
That is true.
Played 1,000 times.
I do love it though. Like both of your choices, both of your songs, like at the beginning, I knew kind of what I was coming in for. And at each point of both your songs had me going, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
completely different reasons.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think it's kind of nice because actually I think there's a really good point in there, and that both of our songs, we deliberately picked them as what the fuck options. That's why we picked them. And yet, as much as we can what the fuck, my one was obviously one which is very much of a trend, of a style, something that was cool for 15 seconds and then became extremely uncool very quickly. Obviously, like Benedict's gone for something extreme, genre blurring, something would even push the normal musos. And yet, the truth is, I agree. Still, both of these songs outstrip most of what you'd hear as a Christmas song in the West. But our boy Neon decided to go for he decided to go for a proper heavy batting, high scoring, strong quality. He went for the real stuff.
You're
And
buttering
actually
me. You're buttering
referenced.
me up. Should I bend over now or?
Well, it's about that time of week again. So,
I tried to go half and half. I like literally like my first thought initially, like I wasn't lying, was like Broken by the Screen, like something along those lines. I was thinking, let's go really, really heavy. But then I thought, now that's gonna be too obvious. And good old Benedict didn't let me down and he covered that
I
side of
stole
the
it before.
yeah, he covered that side of the extreme. And then I was thinking, I don't want to do anything too Christmassy, and because I guarantee you probably got that covered, which you did, kind of, maybe. Like I could have done without the rapping, but again,
oh, me. Oh,
yeah, I
God, yeah.
went in the direction that I thought you would go. So I tried to meet,
Really?
I tried to find something in between, like meet you kind of halfway a little bit, something a little bit Christmassy, but not too much, and nothing too metal, but quite rocky. Um, so I actually did a little bit of research for this, and I was thinking, I actually reacted to this song about 4 years ago. It's been a long fucking time. And it's a song that's not really caught on, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to pick it. I didn't want to pick anything that was popular. I wanted to pick something that was barely known, and I hope it will introduce a few people to this song. And it's just a good, well, it's a scandal song. It's a stereotypical scandal song, and it's off a mini release album where they did a couple of cover songs, and on this little mini release is a Christmas song, or as Christmas as a scandal cover song can get. And I don't know, I just really like it. It was in my thought, and I was kind of like, should I not do this one? And I feel like it hit the nice middle ground between, like I said, both of yours. It's quite rocky, but it is a Christmas song. That's what I really like. It's not them trying to be taking the piss of Christmas or try to be like too over the top. It is a genuine Christmas song, but it's a nice rocky Christmas song. And yeah, like I said, it's a scandal one. I do just generally like it, to be honest. It doesn't have that many views, which is I'm really, really shocked about. To be honest, like usually Scandal.
That whole album's pretty unknown, though. I mean,
Yeah,
most
it
people
is.
don't
It
really
is
know that
really.
album exists, which is
Yeah,
why it's such a good suggestion. Because I agree, people should listen to it.
people should listen to it more. And I was like, yeah, it's just a. But again, like you know, when we do these and we research, I always sometimes you always think inside your own head, and you're like, should I pick something more popular or should I go for something a little bit more unknown? Like every time we do these videos, I'm like, should I go for like the more popular pick? I don't know sometimes. So sometimes like it's hit and miss. Sometimes with what we pick. But I just thought, you know what, this is relatively unknown. It's from Scandal. I know there's a lot of Scandal fans out there, especially in our Discords. So I was like, I don't know if many people know this song. And I was just like, you know, it's just a really, really good rock song. It's quite catchy, quite Christmassy. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not. I'm just having a look at some of the details right now. It's definitely not a well-known one. And of course, like I think, obviously, we're just having a little bit of fun here and just sort of more playing around with this one than we usually do. But I think with that pick, that is actually like one of those songs where if someone said, you know, what's a Japanese song you actually want people to listen to for Christmas, I would say actually that would be more, you know, something that I genuinely would like people to listen to because you say it's just a good rock song. It's easily palatable for most people, and it's just got that Scandal sort of quality. You know, it's delivered so nicely.
It's a rare side of Scandal, I think we don't get to see too much. It's quite like they're always quite rocky and they're always quite cute and girly as well at the same time. But this is one of those rare songs where I think like the rock takes a little bit of a backseat and they just get to mess around a little bit and be a little bit more.
I think I really agree with what you said about hitting the middle ground between our two songs. Because it has the same thing. It's a bit toned down like in my song, but it's done in a way that a lot of people actually can enjoy. I mean, it's Scandal. It's more accessible anyway. Yeah, but I also think it kind of, because at first I was listening to it and I thought kind of like my song where the only Christmassy part is that they sing the Santa Claus part. But no, actually, yeah, the sound itself, it kind of gets you in that festive feeling because it's a bit more, I don't know, has that homely, bit chill feeling to it.
Yeah,
I really liked that pick. Yeah.
it's a song I think I could listen to and like not go bah humbug like straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not unlike Mariah Carey. As soon as I hear that, it's like no off.
I
And by the
think
way, I tried to research on my song as well. I thought at least I would try to read the lyrics. So it's not like Merry Christmas, I hope you all die next year. Could be, but I tried to find the lyrics and man, I got frustrated. I went to like 10 Google pages, clicked every link, and every link said like, yeah, here are the lyrics to Broken by the Scream, Snowlight Fantasy. And I click on it. I'm sorry, no lyrics available. So
just one of those websites where they
couldn't
bookmarked
find
a
it.
space for it.
Yeah,
So it could well still be Merry Christmas, you'll be dead on Boxing Day. It's still possible that is what they're singing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tell me if you
sorry,
know.
Neil.
So
I
I was just saying, like I said, doing the research for this one a little bit and trying to find like some other songs as well, because this was one of quite a few that I was thinking of, but it was really hard, especially on Google. Like trying to type in like Japanese like Christmas music songs. There wasn't an awful lot of choice, to be fair. There was a lot of like J-pop, but like J-pop, I would say like around about the 90s, probably earlier than that. And there's been a bit of a gap since then. It just seems like this flurry of Christmas songs seem to come around that era, and then it's just a big, massive like gap.
Yeah, maybe that's something to ask Howard, because I think
yeah, I think
Christmas ain't that popular, or no, not a lot
No.
of people celebrate Christmas in Japan, right? Compared
I
to
think there
here
was
in the
that.
West.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a thing at all. And so, I mean, like many of these things, yeah, they kind of, if it's not already embedded in the country, sometimes it will just spread when there's a want for the commercial side. Like, I mean, Halloween was never a thing in the UK, and then just some period, I think, I mean, Neon can maybe say, I think it was maybe in like the late 90s or something, it suddenly became a thing because there was just like a commercial demand for it.
I
And
love
similar
Halloween,
thing.
my
Yeah, I mean,
favorite
it's a
holiday.
Christian thing, so makes
Well, yeah, I mean,
sense.
Christmas, therefore, yeah, had like no foothold in Japan, and then just suddenly out of nowhere, it became a big thing. And like you say, there was a sudden flurry of like J-pop songs. A lot of them were quite Christmassy. Sorry, like quite poppy Christmassy songs, you know, like really going into the stereotypes and stuff. And then that's where that Mihimaru GT song came from, that particular era. And then it kind of died down. And yeah, it's a there's always some demand for it, because if you can bag a Christmas song, it's like, you know, even in Japan, it's going to have some longevity. But in actuality, I mean, I know we were kind of playing around a little bit there, and I was dropping a stereotypical one. But if I was being honest about the song that I would genuinely say I would go for as a genuine Christmas pick, I'd go for I think it's Koi no Yuki by Silent Siren, which
I
was
was looking at that one as well.
Koiyuki, okay. Koiyuki by Silent Siren. That was yeah, that's just a really beautiful chilled out. It's not really a Christmas song, but it's very much a wintry song. Maybe I need to check the lyrics and maybe it is Christmassy, but as far as I'm aware, it's just a winter song. But it's nice, it's feel good, it's relaxing, it's good quality. And yeah, again, if I think if you wanted the proper layers, if Benedict's brought us the metal Christmas song, and Neon's brought us the rock Christmas song, I'd say this is the pop Christmas song. Would be Koiyuki by Silent Siren. It's just really nice, beautiful musicianship, and yeah, and the video as well. The video is really peaceful.
I'd like to see the comments for this one. I want everybody to listen to our songs. The links are in the description down below of what we picked. I want to see people pick their own Japanese Christmas song. Put the link in the comments down below. I'd love to check that out. And also, bit of competition and a little bit about now. I want you to rank mine, Benedict's, and Howard's Christmas picks from first to third of what you would play first.
I think that's going to be pretty easy though, because I think me and Benedict were kind of taking the piss, although I'm starting to think that Benedict was actually being kind of serious.
No.
I mean, look, let's put it this way: if you don't put my pick at like bottom, then I would definitely. I would also throw Koiyuki in there though, because Koiyuki is one of those songs. I'd love to know what people think about that. But yeah, it's really interesting, and also what your experiences might be of like the Japanese Christmas thing. I mean, of course, one of the big subjects that comes up is the one of chicken. eating fried chicken on
Okay,
Christmas.
KFC. Yeah, I still can't believe that's a thing over there. By the way, KFC on Christmas Day. That's
Um,
I
just
didn't know
amazing.
about that.
Yeah, no, I didn't know about that until a couple of years ago, and somebody said, "Hey, did you know Japanese celebrate by going to KFC for Christmas Day?" I was like, "Fuck off, that's not a
That's
thing."
a real
But apparently, it is.
tradition.
It's a tradition, yeah. Apparently, there was like some marketing thing or something a couple of years ago in Japan, and it's just stuck. They all go to KFC for Christmas.
Okay, that was a
nah,
good
I
marketing
mean,
campaign by KFC.
it's like it's really interesting because like the KFC thing, it's both true and it's also maybe a little bit
Exacerbate,
misrepresented
like, yeah.
because I mean initially I like the flurry of Christmas songs. It's very true that like initially it was just KFC were the ones who started it, and so everyone got on board the KFC train. But now it's like everywhere that does chicken has their own Christmas chicken. And so you go to like Family Mart, which are known for their family chicken. They've got special family Christmas chicken and everything. Now, actually, ironically, I put a poll on my community page on Baka Broadcast today asking what type of chicken I should get for Christmas. And I deliberately did not put KFC as one of the options. And the reason I did that was just to bait and see how many people thought that it was wrong not to include KFC. And our winner is Loon. Hi, Loon. Regular follower of the channel. First one to take the bait was Loon, who just literally responded KFC. I'm sorry, Loon. I deliberately didn't include KFC because the truth is most people who have fried chicken in Japan, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, on proportion, KFC is probably still the biggest one. But overall, more than 50% of people are getting their fried chicken from elsewhere.
Seeing you, yeah, I was gonna say, seeing you're the only one of us that were actually in Japan, I want to see a Christmas Day KFC vlog video. Like, it needs to happen.
It's not going to be
No, but
KFC.
like
I'm
fried
going to do
chicken
it.
and KFC, that doesn't sound like typical Japanese food or something that would be popular in Japan.
Well, I always found it weird that KFC is popular in Japan at all. Because I mean, don't worry, I like KFC. In most other countries, I actually kind of enjoy KFC.
Yeah,
But
but
in
it's not even
Japan, it's
popular
like,
here in Germany, and yeah,
but in Japan, it's
I
like
think
this
we
is
are
the
not
home of the
susceptible to.
best fried chicken in the world. Like Japan has the best fried chicken in the world. So it's like, whereas in a lot of other countries, it's pretty competitive. Like in
Yeah, but
Japan, it's
like
like,
not
come on,
from
we got
KFC.
karage. What in Japan? No, in Japan, like KFC doesn't hold up against like Japanese fried chicken like
Yeah,
karage and stuff. That's on a
and
whole
that's
different level.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I'm basically agreeing. It's like, yeah, it's just like it's so weird to me that KFC has this, but it's all it's kind of it has the thing of this is American fried chicken. It's like sometimes you put something on there and people go, ooh, it's like it doesn't actually have to be good. Sometimes it's just like, oh well, they say it's from America. I actually had no, this is from a movie. There was a really cool movie I saw, a Japanese movie, and there's a couple of workers walking down the street and they're looking for somewhere to eat. And an old stereotype in Japan is a restaurant's good if there's people queuing outside. And these workers are walking down the street and they're looking for somewhere to eat. And then someone goes, "Oh, that's got a really good queue. That must be really good." And then one of the other workers goes, "Nah, they just serve people really slowly, so it looks like they're better than they are." It's true. It's like a reputational thing. A reputational thing is very powerful with Japanese restaurants. But yeah, I mean, so actually, I like your idea, Neon. I think I'm going to do a Christmas blog where I go and get fried chicken from everywhere except KFC.
Except KFC. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk past the KFC like, "Can fry me chicken?"
I'm just hungry now. Now all I'm thinking about is like
Mhm.
McDonald's and KFC and shit. Jesus Christ.
Wondering where's the next KFC.
I know. KFC sucks here though. Honest to God, I hate it. Well, it's ironic you actually said that there's no KFCs around you, because when I lived in Elmt, there was actually a KFC not too far from there. We had literally a McDonald's and a KFC like literally right next to each
Oh.
other.
Okay.
And it was really nice. But that's like food in Germany in general. Like anything the Germans
They
do
exist, but
food-wise,
I think
it's so good.
at least here in Bavaria, it's mostly McDonald's and Burger King and Subway, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, it was really, really good. Like, but KFC in the UK, it's horrendous. It
Actually,
really is.
I'll be honest. KFC down in London was pretty good. Yeah, it's not like sort of like right
Oh
home
yeah,
about it,
but
but
that's
it's pretty
that's
good.
that's London though, isn't it? It's like they actually take like not like pride and joy, but yeah, it's London.
Like reputational thing again. They're like, oh,
Yeah,
it's like, yeah,
I don't know.
maybe.
I just haven't had I haven't had legit like good, like mind-blowingly good KFC since I've been back in the UK for like 10 years.
Have you had like Japanese style fried chicken in your countries though? Have you ever tried like Japanese style chicken?
Um,
Mhm.
yes, but it's expensive, so it's like
Oh,
once in
really?
it's like once in a blue moon deal.
Oh.
Just integrated in sushi, but not the traditional thing.
I like a fried
well,
chicken sushi. I'm all for that. So,
uh, obviously I'm up north, so like we love our like chicken and like northern, us northern boys love our gravy. Um, and our local Tesco used to do like the typical northern pasties and chicken and stuff, but they refurbished it and it's now a sushi bar. And oh my fucking god, the amount of people that kicked off because there's no freaking warm meat anymore. It's all like seafood and sushi stuff. But yeah, it's catching on. It's catching on. It's becoming more and more popular. I think every day. Which I don't mind because I'm sick and tired of seeing kebab shops fucking everywhere.
That's very common here.
no, that is true. That is true. It's like that's the beautiful thing. It's like in Japan, it's normal if you drink alcohol, drink it, and then you like eat something alongside it, which is why I have yakiniku. But a popular one as well, if you're drinking strong alcohol, you have it with karage, like whiskey. I'm not a big fan of whiskey usually, actually, but like whiskey and karage is often very popular. But in UK, it doesn't matter what you're drinking or when, you just drink and you drink and you drink. And when you're thinking, I might physically just about be able to take the chance of trying to get home, that is when you en route stumble into one of the myriad of kebab houses and say, fill me up with grease until my veins barely operate anymore. And
Yeah.
then wake up the next day when all you can have is bad memories and the taste of lamb on your mouth.
I love how this conversation's changed. We've gone from Christmas songs to now like talking about food.
This is what Christmas is about. So, all right. So, our suggestions. I think definitely Scandal. I think probably is going to be the winner as far as I'm concerned for our Christmas song. I definitely think that Benedict's is an out there choice. Might alienate a lot of people, myself included. But I got to be honest, it was much more Christmassy than I expected. So I'll give you credit.
I love Benedict's choice. I'm not gonna lie. I'd pick Benedict's.
To be
We
honest, I
just
couldn't
love
make it
Broken by the
more.
Scream.
I couldn't make it through it more than twice, but I respected what was going on in there. If you want to suffer, then I'll gladly set you up with some old school cheese in the form of Mihimaru GT. And if you want a genuinely relaxing Christmas song, I'd say go for Koyuki by Silent Siren.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
There you
Is
go.
that a fair roundup? Do we agree
Sneakily
with that?
left out your original pick.
Oh no, I included that, but that was
Oh,
that was
okay.
like a joke pick, and now you guys are like taking it seriously. So I'm like, I've got to include something serious in it. I was like, all right, I've got to include something in this of some seriousness.
Okay.
All right, are we good?
Yeah, we're good. I think that's it. They can all fuck off now.
You heard it from Neon first.
Merry
So,
Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas if you watch this, or
Merry
if this comes
Christmas.
out before
You
Christmas.
will
I don't know.
all
I don't know the ordering of the video.
I promise this one. I'll put this one out before Christmas.
Uh,
Somebody's
Merry
got out on time.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animals.
Yes, movie callbacks. All right, and until we hopefully see you very soon in Japan for the next one of these, remember to keep your ears to the North Star East. The wise man didn't come from the east; they went to the